All right, so you're ready to get the lowdown on Flamengo, huh?
Sounds like it.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Definitely.
We've got match reports, fan takes, expert analysis, you name it all, about Brazil's legendary Clube de Regatas do Flamengo.
Ready to dive in.
Let's do it. Uncover what's going on with Mengão.
Well, right now, Flamengo has got a lot going on.
Yeah.
A tight race in the Brasileirão.
Uh-huh.
And they're prepping for the Copa do Brasil final.
It's a busy time. That recent draw against International 1-1 didn't really help them in the Brasileirão standing.
No, it didn't.
Especially with how important a top 4 finish is.
It's crucial. And it's not just about, being at the top. It really impacts their seeding in next year's Copa Libertadores.
Right.
Millions in revenue on the line.
Wow.
This draw keeps them in the running, but it definitely makes every match even more important.
Yeah, the pressure is on. And on top of that, they're dealing with some injured players, key players, as they head into this critical period.
Right. Bruno Henrique and Eric Pulgar are out.
Yeah.
And we still don't know what's happening with Nicolas de la Cruz. It'll be interesting to see how they adjust.
For sure, especially that Copa do Brasil final coming up. Flamengo versus their rivals, Atlético MG.
Oh, yeah.
And the Maracana.
Talk about a huge matchup. This rivalry goes way back in Brazilian football.
For sure.
And remember, the Copa do Brasil is a big deal. The winner gets straight into next year's Copa Libertadores group stage. No messing around in the qualifying rounds.
Oh, wow. Okay. So the stakes are high. Before we get lost in all the excitement of the finals, let's zoom out a bit and get some perspective. Our sources have some thoughts from some pretty big names, Mauro Cesar Pereira and PVC.
Two of the most respected voices in Brazilian football.
Absolutely.
Pereira's been pointing out that Flamengo's playing better lately, but he's also questioning some of Coach Felipe Luis's decisions, specifically the substitutions.
Ah, interesting. Seems like there's some debate brewing over those tactical choices.
Always is, with a club like Flamengo. Everyone has an opinion. Meanwhile, PVC is focused on something else. Flamengo's inconsistency against the top teams.
He's right. They only have 1 win in their last 7 games against the Brasileirão's top 6.
And that raises questions, right?
Yeah.
Can they really compete for the title if they can't beat the best? These different perspectives show just how much passion and scrutiny there is around Flamengo. Every move is analyzed, debated, picked apart.
That's what makes it so exciting to follow.
Definitely.
And speaking of exciting, we can't forget about one of Flamengo's most valuable assets, their youth academy.
Oh, yeah. A system that's produced some serious talent. Vinicius Jr., Lucas Paqueta, Rainier.
And that's just recently.
This academy is world-renowned, one of the best youth development programs out there.
Yeah, and it's not just about creating superstars. This pipeline of young talent could be crucial right now with those injuries we talked about. Gives them depth, options as they navigate these upcoming matches.
Exactly. And it shows their strategy, too.
Yeah.
They're not just thinking about winning today. They're building for the future.
So short-term pressure, long-term vision. It's an interesting mix. Where does that leave Flamengo heading into the final stretch of the season?
Well, I think we need to take a closer look at the challenges and opportunities ahead.
All right. Sounds like we're just getting started.
So Flamengo, they're kind of at a crossroads right now.
Yeah.
Some tough decisions coming up in the next few weeks. I mean, they want to compete in both, the Brasileirão and on the continental stage, which is great.
Ambitious. Yeah.
But that comes with challenges,
Yeah. Trying to balance it all.
Yeah, and the Copa Libertadores.
Right.
That's not just a couple extra matches. It's a whole other level. You're traveling all over South America.
Yeah.
Playing against some of the toughest clubs.
So, I mean, how do they even manage that?
Right.
Without completely burning themselves out?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to come down to prioritizing, rotating the squad well.
Right.
They might even have to make some tough choices about which competitions they really want to go all in for.
Yeah, and they're dealing with those injuries too.
Right, exactly.
It's a real test for them.
It is.
Their depth, how they manage the squad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But let's not forget, they've got some pretty big advantages on their side, too.
Well, their youth academy is one, like we've been talking about.
Oh, for sure.
Those clubs would kill for that kind of talent pipeline.
It's not just the talent, though. It's the philosophy.
Oh, interesting.
They're investing in these young players.
Yeah.
So they're bringing up players who get the club, who are ready to play their hearts out.
It's like they're building a dynasty from the ground up.
Exactly. And then you've got their not-so-secret weapon, the one that every team facing Flamengo is afraid of.
Which is?
The Noção Rubro Negra. The fans.
Oh, yeah, their fans are something else.
Especially at the Maracana, man. Those Copa do Brasil final matches, It's going to be intense.
Can you imagine?
Tens of thousands of those fans.
That's easy.
Creating this atmosphere that's more like a rock concert than a football match.
Wow.
Our sources, they talk about it as this wall of sound, this sea of red and black.
Oh, I bet.
Intimidating, even for the most experienced players.
It sounds like they're like a 12th player on the field.
Exactly. That kind of support can make all the difference, especially in those close, high-pressure moments.
So we've got a club with tons of talent, passionate fans, and a plan for the future.
We do.
But they've also got some big obstacles.
Yeah.
Packed schedule, injuries, and, that question about how they play against the top teams.
Right, and that's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah.
How are they going to deal with all of this? Will they focus on the Brasileirão, go all out for the Copa do Brasil, try to do both?
That's a tough call.
And then there's Felipe Luis, the manager.
Right.
Remember, Mauro Cesar Pereira had some doubts about his decisions.
Yeah, the tactical stuff.
It'll be fascinating to see how he handles the squad, the pressure, the tactic.
Every decision he makes is going to be analyzed.
Oh, yeah, by the fans, the experts, everyone.
That's just how it is with Flamengo.
Intense, passionate, always in the spotlight.
For sure. So what do you think? What's the biggest question mark hanging over them as we get closer to the end of the season?
I think it comes down to balance. Can they manage all these different things?
Right.
Their goals, playing consistently well, and staying true to who they are.
Yeah, with all that pressure.
Exactly, because if they can,
Yeah.
they could achieve something truly special.
It's going to be an exciting finish to the season, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, full of twists and turns. And we'll be here to break it all down.
So we've talked a lot about Flamengo.
We have.
Their recent games, all the hype around the Copa do Brasil final. They're amazing fans, and that youth academy, it's impressive.
It's been quite a journey.
It has.
We've seen their strengths, the weaknesses, what they're up against, the possibilities.
So for you, what's the big takeaway? What should our listeners be paying attention to as Flamengo goes through these last few weeks of the season?
It keeps coming back to that idea of balance.
Yeah.
Can they keep chasing success in both the Brasileirão and the Copa Libertadores? Can they stay consistent with a crazy schedule and injured players?
It's a tough balancing act.
It is. One misstep could really mess things up.
High stakes.
But that's what makes it so exciting.
Right.
This isn't just about formations and tactics. It's about the human side of it all.
The players, the manager, the fans.
Yeah, that energy that can make or break a team.
Absolutely. So how will the players handle the pressure? Will they step up or crumble?
Right, and how will Felipe Luis, the manager, handle these tough decisions?
Will his tactics work out, or will Mauro Cesar Pereira's doubts be proven right?
Good question. And don't forget about those passionate fans.
The Nação Rubro-Negra.
They could be a huge boost for the team, but also a lot of pressure.
Will they push the team forward or make things harder for them?
Flamengo is a fascinating case study, for sure.
It's more than a club, it's a cultural thing, a symbol of passion and ambition.
And the pursuit of excellence.
And that's why we love it.
In the end, it's not just about winning or losing.
It's about the stories, the emotions, the human drama.
On and off the field.
So to all our listeners, as you watch Flamengo in these last few weeks, pay attention to the little things.
Yeah, look past the scores and stats.
See the human story playing out.
That's where the real magic of football is.
Well said. It's been great diving deep into Flamengo with you.
Likewise.
And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has given you a new understanding of this iconic club.
All the challenges and opportunities they have ahead.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.
Absolutely.